does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically and nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically and nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically. Nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically. I like it when my chords move chromatically. Nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically. Quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically and nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically and nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically. Nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically. I like it when my chords move chromatically. Nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically. Nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically and nobody does it quite like me. I like it when my chords move chromatically.
right, check 1 2. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3 4. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Hello, everyone. How's everyone feeling today? Got my favorite German chatter in there already. What's up, Cindy Show? Sorry. Delansky, how's it going? What's up, Noxel Music? Overnight hike. Can't say I've done that before. That's pretty exciting. I'll write you a little hiking song. Okay, just picture like a little montage of you doing your hike to that piece. That's the best I got for you, unfortunately. All right, let me mute my phone. We're getting serious. Let's see, what are we doing today? I'm on coffee number 2. I've been drinking lots of matcha as well these days. It's been helping my digestive system do its thing. Caffeinated beverage consumption count at 15. Damn. I mean, maybe if it's counting by sip, I could believe it. So I was spending a little bit of time yesterday trying to reverse engineer some drums. And definitely made me think a lot about the relationship between in the process of creating, a quote unquote good piece of music from beginning to end. Age-old question of like, idea versus execution, how to balance those things. I think. Thank you for the follow, enlightenment. I was just thinking about it because I was having some. Like an introspective moment, I guess, with myself. I'm thinking about where I'm at creatively and how my workflow, what my workflow is accomplishing and what it isn't accomplishing. And I think one thing I was thinking about is I have no issue coming up with lots of ideas. But I'm kind of like lacking in the execution department. Like, I'm having a hard time, I think, finding ways to create sound design and mixes, things in the execution department that are kind of like that can help bring a song to life and go just from like a simple idea to something really special. And I think that goes to maybe the whole idea of world building, right? Because that's kind of what songs are, largely speaking, is it's a feeling, it's a story, it's an experience, and I think it really helps to immerse the listener. Of course, I mean, it goes without saying, none of this is anything revolutionary. Just this is just where my head was at yesterday. And I was thinking about how there are all these things that I felt like I knew how to do and how to get certain results that I liked in the past, but I think one thing I'm kind of learning is that we all know that certain tools and things that help us at one point in our life may not necessarily support you as well in the present and in the future. Like, sometimes you need to develop new skill sets depending on what life demands from you. Or I guess more specifically when it comes to creating music, I've just been thinking about like, what things do I need to learn, I guess, to get my music closer to where I want it to be these days. And yeah, I think part of it is the some of the nitty-gritty production stuff. I've never had necessarily as much fun with it because it doesn't come as naturally to me. Because for me, the most natural thing is just sit down and jam out on the piano with random sounds for hours on end. But that's not really what gets you to the end result of a convincing piece of music. So anyways, there's my random rant to start the stream about the present state of my workflow. That being said, I do want to cut myself a little bit of slack, just because of my injury, and that kind of set me back a bit mentally for a while. And I will say I'm pretty stoked because I'm pretty confident that steroid shot is going to end up bringing my wrist back to normal. I'm not 100% sure. Arnduras, thank you so much for the sub. That's really kind of you. But yeah. So what are we gonna do today? I was thinking about working on maybe that Toby Fox kind of bootleg thing, or maybe some album stuff as well. I think I partially got my Ableton fixed-ish. So we might go through some album material and see what we can do. First time chatter, Arnduras, good luck with the recovery. Thank you. It's the recovery is now like reaching the 4th month, which is insane. I mean, at least I will say the silver lining with it, as much as I need my hand and my wrist for what I do for a living, and just in general everyday life. I will say, at least there's no severe chronic pain associated with it, unless I'm obviously using it excessively. Definitely can tell my wrist feels quite stiff in general. I mean, it's been like I've been wearing tape for months. I wore a brace and then a splint, and all of it I think has really messed with my my mobility, my general strength. But that being said, I mean, I'm not really feeling much pain. In fact, it feels a bit better now that I'm not using the splint at all. It's got to be a good sign. I think I'm at a point where I can try to start reintroducing some, I'm gonna need to start introducing some kind of practice routine again. Maybe a couple pieces, some classical pieces, and some scales. But yeah. What was the wrist injury? Well, it was actually from using my mouse, but I think it was in general just from overuse of my wrist. Lots of piano playing constantly on laptops, on my phone, and then obviously using this mouse as well. Hey, thank you for the follow, tote bag. What? I just find that mildly amusing that you chose that as your username. But yeah, I was doing a lot of like swift movements with my mouse, and then I think eventually I had created an injury by doing that, and it's called de Quervain's syndrome, it can be called syndrome, or doctors call it de Quervain's tenosynovitis. It's also often called mother's thumb because people who have have a kid for the first time. They go from normal daily use of their wrists to often holding their kid with their hands, and that puts a lot of stress on your wrists. And so kind of when you're picking up your kid a lot, from going from not doing that at all to doing several pounds constantly all the time throughout the day, it can put enough stress to it basically creates this weird formation of inflammation and scar tissue and who knows what else. That just won't go away on its own. And so I think the only thing that has any chance of succeeding, based on at least scientific study, there are many ways to treat it in general, but technically the highest percentage chance of known ways to deal with it, for sure, backed by studies, is just doing the steroid shot. It's got an 80% chance to work, and then you just have to rest your wrist with a splint for 4 to 6 weeks, and then normally you're good to go. Problem is actually committing to that is almost impossible. Because, like, if you're a parent and you have a child, I mean, you can't just, like, stop using your wrists no matter what you do. You know, it's kind of crazy. It made me really aware of how much I use my right wrist. I mean, even when I try to use my left hand, just doing everyday things, you know, buying groceries, trying to clean, do dishes, or it's not just about obviously playing piano. So it definitely made me really appreciative of my my body and my health. As silly as it sounds, I mean, I'm about to be 33, and all things considered, I've skated by with very little health issues throughout my life, and I feel very lucky. I was talking with my dad, who's been having some health issues recently, actually, and something that he brought up was, well, actually, I was telling him about this quote that I heard. I don't know where it's from. It might just be a saying without a clear source, but it's kind of a poetic way to think of, like, perspective on health. And I guess the saying goes something like, that healthiness is a crown that only the sick can see, which is very true. It's easy to take for granted, and then when you're going through something, some kind of health issues, and you see other people kind of leading their life normally, you're like, wow, didn't know how good I had it. But that happens in general in life, not just with health-related stuff. Age-old story. First time chatter tote bag. Is that keyboard audio in or just MIDI? It's just MIDI. Just MIDI. I think Spectrasonic's keyboard, their Keyscapes plugin sounds quite good. That's kind of my go-to for piano stuff. Although someday, mark my words, I know I'll be able to afford some kind of upright. I almost got my hands on an upright recently, but it didn't quite work out. Okay. Well, what shall we do? Maybe play piano for a little bit longer. Just enjoying kind of getting my fingers a little warmed up. Do you have children? I do not. I want children, but my fiance and I have kind of discussed this, and we want to try to save up a little chunk of change before we have a kid. Because once that once that roller coaster starts, there's no getting off of it, right? And unexpected expenses come up in life anyways. But once you got a kid, yeah, that's a whole different story. Hey, we got any parents in the chat? Scale from 1 to 10, is the album finished? So, it's an interesting question. Hard to rate it, because I have so many ideas that I like a lot. I'm just really lacking on the execution side, kind of what I was saying earlier today. I realized that that's what's going to take the song, all of the songs from the album, from this limbo state where it's like, I don't know, things are kind of working and feeling okay, to something that is starting to feel much more convincing. And that's just going to take a lot of nitty-gritty, detailed experimentation, sound design, and mixing, and that's what I need to do. In fact, I was thinking about how with FL, something that used to help me when I was in FL like over 10 years ago, was working with audio. So I think I need to start stemming out some of these tracks, and I think that might help me get better results. Also, if you hear some crazy noises outside, I'm not in a war zone. There's I forget what it's called, like an aerial show happening. So they're I think rehearsing some stuff today, and they're zooming around above me. First time chatter, Braden Hallman, what's up? How did you learn how to produce? Fully self-taught. I think realistically, I think production is a great thing to learn on your own. Because as you learn things by teaching yourself or like looking up tutorials, you start finding the things that are your, you start finding your preferences and the little things that maybe you like doing a little differently than other people do. And as you learn basics and eventually more advanced stuff, it starts kind of transforming slowly into your own unique approach. Your mixes are incredible. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I don't think they're that I don't think I'm a very good mixing engineer, but I'm decent enough when it comes to my own music to make things sound okay. Saw you at Gem and Jam a few years ago. Nice. That was a good time. Take a quick look and see if some of these plugins are loading properly again. Okay, yeah, so nice, they kind of are. I don't know. I pressed something on my Nord and suddenly I got reverb everywhere. I don't know. I had no idea that was mapped to anything. I don't even know what I hit. All right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, for better or for worse, even just a little jam like that does create some slight discomfort. So let's move on to a little bit of production. Let's see. Yeah, so to elaborate a little bit further on some of those thoughts I had earlier, I was thinking about, okay, well, what are some things that I've been enjoying, like listening to, and how much of that is reflected in the music I'm producing, and I think that, like, for example, one of the things that's kind of tough with electronic music is, I mean, if you are, producing a lot of things from scratch and you're trying to create, I don't know, a certain level of uniqueness to your sound, your palette, your vibe, whatever. A lot of times engineering stuff from scratch can be really difficult. Like, yeah, you can have some decent sounding, like really basic kick drums, but when it comes to making them sound more acoustic, it's really, really difficult, in my opinion. And I was spending a little bit of time yesterday trying to wrap my head around how to make sounds like something as simple as a kick or a snare sound more acoustic, and I don't know that I really made any progress in that regard, but it just got me thinking a little bit more about, like, okay, well, let me make sure I'm not making decisions on songs I'm working on strictly because I have a habit or something that has worked for me in the past. Like, I just don't want to just rely on that. I like try to think a little bit, get comfortable being a little bit more outside of the box potentially. So this one is, I think this one's called What Would It Take? Hold on, I think I gotta up my buffer rate a little bit here to work on this. Let me go to like 512. I'm gonna restart my audio interface. Okay, should be able to hear me again now. Sonically, it's a good question. I've been kind of like, I've been really enjoying some like indie pop style stuff, like R&B and definitely a lot of electronic music as well. I find that, I can't lie, I find that a lot of electronic music, I like listening to all kinds of EDM for a little bit, but after a few songs, I've kind of lost my my interest in it for the most part. It just depends on the artist, though, to be honest. And once I was lost out in the ocean. Okay, what was I doing with this track? And fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day. But once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves. And fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day. But once I was lost out in, I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. What would it take for me? Yeah, that offbeat could help a little bit there. Let's see. Made it through the other side, and I can tell you now,
The little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. What would it take for me? What would it take for me to let? What would it take for me to?
Wait a minute, did I don't know if these are quantized. I thought they were. There we go. Should be quantized.
I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion. On my own.
I barely listen to music, but I still find myself with a lot of inspiration. Yeah. Yeah, there's always I have a buddy of mine who swore by listening to as little music as possible because it leaves you with more room to find things on your own, which I can appreciate that. Other people kind of swear more by like just listening to a lot of music. I feel like I kind of fall more into that category where I will listen to a ton of stuff, very different genres. I mean, classical, jazz, ambient, drum and bass. I don't know, you name it, I would probably listen to it. Metal. But I don't know exactly what genre, like the more technical, like death metal side of things would be, but that's the kind of stuff I've always kind of gravitated towards. A lot of the bands I used to listen to aren't really around anymore now, or some of them are, but yeah, I definitely like listening to a lot of music because, man, there's just so much talent out there. So many people doing some incredible stuff. Damn, it looks like some of these plugins aren't loading after all. I thought I fixed some of my Ableton issues. I think there's someone in my Discord. I'm not sure if they're in the stream right now, but somebody mentioned a trick that kind of helped get some of my plugins working again. But it looks like not everything is. Doesn't look like everything's working quite yet. Yeah, it looks like Serum's a big issue, unfortunately. Which is like actually a major problem. I use Serum everywhere. But it's okay. We'll figure things out. Damn.
On my own through night and through day, but I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. What would it take for me? What would it take for me to let?
Okay, it's all right. Let's try to create some things. I want some kind of polyphonic synth here, I think. Something soft and let's go through some of these Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of latency now because of the buffer rate. That's all right. One thing I was thinking about trying out is I might try to just open them on I have a MacBook as well that I use. I'm gonna try to open some of the project files on there, and then if they do open on there properly, then I will I'll just render out everything to stems and go from there. Okay, let's do this envelope and let's go to Hertz. Okay. And actually, let's. Kind of like ASIM. For since like this. Let's increase the.
What would it take for me? What would it take for me to live? What would it take for me to
Yo, thank you for the follow, Braden Hallman. Yo, we're almost at 10K. 9,957. Can I request Wurlitzer somewhere in the track? Most definitely. I actually think I had Wurlitzer in there at one point, and then I removed it. But I'll bust it out. The problem is I know myself, and I know that I will forget to do this if I don't do it right now. Makes me wonder sometimes. I don't think I'm definitely not like neurodivergent, especially not like in a traditional sense. But I do wonder sometimes if I got like a little bit of the ADD in me, because I get really frustrated because I'm like I only can do. If I'm gonna do things, I gotta do them right away. Otherwise, I will forget about them, and then I'll feel bad about not doing them. But then I'll do a bunch of stuff. Like for example, I'll get really into cleaning, and I'll just clean a ton of stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, well if I'm already cleaning, I gotta do, I gotta bust out the antibacterial and really get into all the nooks and crannies and do it right. If you're gonna do it right. And then before I know it, I've spent like the whole day doing this one thing, and I'm like, oh wait, I actually had a lot of other things I needed to do today. And then it kind of makes me angry. All right, a little sip of coffee. We got the Wurlitzer. You know what could be cool, actually? There's a lot of things I still haven't really done much with in Serum, but... What if we bounce this Wurlitzer and throw it into a Serum? Does it almost get so annoying? It's almost depressing at times. Yeah. Yeah. It's actually why I used to love living in apartments, because it's a much smaller amount of space, so it's much easier to keep clean. Let's see. Should we do spectral? Do a spectral filtering. That's so cool. Let's see, what else can we do here? Forward and reverse? Can LFO to the scan? That's pretty crazy. Wow. Whoa. I don't know what that's doing, but it's kind of cool. Feels, it sounds like sounds like reverb a little bit. Anyways. I actually kind of like it as a background layer. Let's it's cool. Let's kind of Control X these things and throw them somewhere down here. Okay. Which one is it? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, nice. Yeah, see, like, one thing I was thinking a lot about with the way I've been approaching drums is even though it feels very kind of like obvious that these are like engineered drums, you know, and I've been thinking about like how to, you know, even if you mix them well into a song, you glue things properly, you know, it just becomes so obvious at a certain point that like, they're engineered, and there's something really satisfying about well-produced and performed drums, like acoustic live drums. So it would be nice to kind of understand how to replicate aspects of that, I guess.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day, but I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, a little thing.
One thing that always helps is getting, even if it's just temporary, which it often is, it's just like throwing some kind of, having some kind of top loop on there. So I think that like often having, like for example, the Oliver drums, like you grab a, like punchy tops or something like this. Now something with, something that's a little bit too disco. Yeah, like this. Like these little elements, I feel like it makes it feel like it's in a particular room, and it kind of ties it together a bit more. And then we could potentially, I've been trying to experiment with this actually, where like, you know, you have the kick and snare, the bodies, the main parts of it. And then you can, let's say, for example, we'll take the audio here from this drum group here called House Kit. And we'll take that audio, we'll mute the track itself, but we'll send this to a soothe on this kind of like the punchy top. And then we'll find maybe a way to kind of like mix it in by allowing the frequencies from those drums to kind of sidechain certain frequency ranges a little bit, which could be helpful. So let's send this to 54. 54. Send it to soothe.
Lost out in the
All right, and then let's just solo these three. I don't want that pre-clap in there though. In fact, looks like this snare is slightly. Yeah, I'm curious what this sounds like if we try to line it up a bit more. See, that actually doesn't. I wonder if like you need a little bit of a not a pre-clap really, but like, hold on. Well, that actually, never mind. That sounds kind of good. Let's turn off the warp on this too. Okay. So let's. Okay. It's not quite. Hold on. I think there's actually a different hi-hat I could use. Samples. Let's go to Louis Futon. Actually, speaking of music I've been listening to recently, I've definitely been enjoying Louis Futon's latest release, Feel Your Flame. It's really cool. Let's see. Symbols. Maybe. Oh, weird. Ableton is choosing not to show me samples now. I'm telling y'all, I gotta do a full wipe and reinstall everything. I don't know why. Ableton is doing this to me. Doing me dirty. Actually, yeah, this firm one is, I like that one. Oh, wait, that's my fault, actually. It's because I'm searching for the sample pack. I'm sorry. Don't make fun of me. Yeah, it's literally just because I was searching for Louis in the browser. Okay. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better than what was there before. Just to cross-reference. Okay. Maybe we go a little. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. And let's actually turn it down a bit. Kind of sounds like it's in the same drum kit-ish. I think the pitch, I don't know. Yeah, that sounds pretty close already. Okay. Kind of curious about the snare here. Is this I wanted to see what the fundamental's at. Okay, yeah, so it is coming through at like 160. I think the one here is what is it? Like 180. Okay. So we could try to tune this up till we get closer to that, or we could just maybe. I think it'll sound fine if I just get rid of the fundamental from that one. And then, yeah, let's go back to Soothe and see if we can kind of like blend it in. You know, now that I think about it, Damn, I kind of want to like, layer the hi-hat in. Also, what does this hi-hat sound like if it happens slightly before the kick drum? It's actually kind of nice to hear it's not like perfectly lining up like that. I feel like it makes it sound a little more, or am I tripping? Like realistically, a drummer is never gonna play that exactly on time. So I feel like little things like that can sometimes help make it sound less engineered, but whoops. Okay, let's turn this down a little bit more. Okay, I'm wondering if the Soothe is even doing that much. Obviously, you can see what frequencies it's ducking. Actually, it is kind of helping a little bit, I think. I care more about it ducking some of the lower frequencies than about the higher ones. Because the higher frequencies have like some of the more interesting, like weird little harmonics that'll make it sound a little bit better. I think. I'm not saying I know for sure. I'm just kind of doing some guesswork here. So let's try this. And actually, let's mute the offbeat hi-hats for this first section here. And let's go like this.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day, but once I was lost out in the ocean.
It's not bad. It sounds better than it did just a moment before I added some of these sounds.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion.
Okay, and then let's try to add the offbeat here and see if that works.
But I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now.
I don't know about this.
Made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that
We could maybe even just get rid of this random other offbeat hi-hat here altogether. Haywyre, would you consider Daft Punk a major influence to you? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Major influence. I wouldn't say like, I don't know. I'm not necessarily, like some other artists in the respect that, you know, I can name every single one of their songs by listening to a few seconds of it or something like that. But of course, I love their music. Hey, shout out to was that Jake was Jake Durs, was it you that said Wurlitzer? Because I really like the little Wurlitzer riff in there now. We're gonna freeze that actually real quick.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day, but I made it through the other side, and I can.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, but really, so the thing that I've been struggling with is I would love to be able to engineer hi-hats and like top layers like this myself. And it doesn't seem like it would be that hard, because when you listen to it, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just some like, I don't know, can experiment with a few noises and maybe some distortion and creating some weird like peaks, and maybe one thing actually that I have experimented with is adding like corpus onto noise generators, and usually like something in Serum, like even just white noise and some maybe like a comb filter or something like that to try to bring out these random like peaks and stuff. But I don't know, it's tough to get them to sound the way they do in legitimate recordings. And like, of course you can still, you know, I could just release music with, you know, loops like this. It's not like there's anything wrong with that, but it's more about having more control over the sound, right? I mean, if you can hey, anonymous gifter gave a tier 1 sub to Benpai. Notice me. You have been noticed. Welcome to the subs.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves.
Maybe another thing I'm just realizing is, let's group these up and excuse me. I'll just call this main drum group, and let's add a Pro MB and maybe some other. Well, I guess we don't need both of these, but let's start with Pro MB and see.
Little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. What would it take for me? What would it take for me to live?
Yeah, with this tempo and this vibe, I normally stay away from doing snares. I feel like it sounds better to just do the kick drum 4 to the floor and then have like more claps. But
Once I was lost out in the
let's just try this out.
stranded with the wind and with the waves.
It's one of the things that I love about music is there's kind of,
Once I was lost out in the ocean.
I don't know that I would say there is such a thing as wasted time, you know, or like a sunk cost, right? Because whatever you're doing, as long as you're, you know, experimenting and learning and finding things that interest you, even if you don't use them in like this particular song, it'll still be another tool in your toolbox. So.
But I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't pay. But I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. Hey. But I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. What would it take for me? What would it take for me to live?
All right, where's that synth we just started working on earlier? Is it? Yeah.
Matter so much now. What would it take for me? What would it take for me to live? What would it take for me to live? Matter so much now.
I think that's it,
What would it
but
take for me?
let's just record those chords real quick.
What would it take for me to live?
Okay, so that's roughly what I'm hearing. Let's turn it down a bit. Make sure that fifth is in there. Let's get rid of those weird hats. Let's get rid of this snare top, and we'll replace it just with the hi hat instead. I think we actually might want this to stop. Hold on. Yeah, let's try to get it to stop here. So let's shorten this to here. I forget what all these parameters are doing individually, but yeah, so we want it to go roughly like that. Okay, cool. So I don't really know exactly what's going to happen here, but let's just copy these drums over for now. I don't really like those sounds. Whatever those, yeah, these weird like fluttering basses, I don't like those very much. Let's focus on this, and let's delete some of this automation as well. I'm not too crazy about the weird like filter. Let's just kind of focus building that probably around the more of like a sustained chord thing. Oh, wait. Something like that. Oh, it didn't record the... Whoops. I should have armed that as well. That wasn't very good. Let me try again. Yeah, something like that. So maybe the second time we include that C major in there, but the first time, let's let this note maybe ride it out until that last snare hit maybe. Let's quantize this as well. It's so strange that Serum is just refusing to open in all of my project files, like the OG. Not the Serum 2 is fine for some reason, but I mean, it's clearly installed. I have it right here. How dare you treat me like this? Getting pranked. Okay. I do like the feeling, the writing here, but let's mute that. I wonder if the chords, I don't think we can add the synth on top as is, but we could maybe create some kind of duplicate. I mean, it sounds, I really like how it sounds on its own, but I think it just needs a little more, there need to be more layers, I think. Let's see. We'll also just throw in a Pro Q to get rid of that low end as well, because that. It's gonna try to potentially flatten it and okay, I'm starting to hear like maybe like a distorted saw wave or sorry square wave kind of thing, low passed and with a little bit of resonance, kind of like whoa for the B section of this. So there's kind of like those first three chords I would consider like the A, and then you can make some kind of okay, let's do actually we want to inverse this LFO. Is this square too aggressive? I think there's a chance it might be. But let's take a listen to this again. What are we at? So yeah, sidechain A. Any of the big sounds, I always just default to sidechain A. Also, this sound has no sub in it currently. Which is like that on purpose. Let's just real quick try to add a sub in here. Make sure that the low end is taken care of. Sorry, y'all, I haven't been looking at the chat much. I see y'all are nerding out over some headphones. Yeah, it's I saw somebody in the chat a couple days ago too, asking why I use in-ears. I actually find it interesting that more people don't use in-ears for production. I'm so used to it now. A good friend of mine, Leo, he's a really great producer, and he kind of turned me on to it. I was used to using my Odyssey over-the-ear headphones, and I love those to death, but what was that? Why did my lights just flicker? That was weird. Thought my power went out again for a sec, but I think we're good. I'm gonna save this real quick just in case something happens here. That was weird. Guess it could have been a notification or something. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in-ear monitors. I don't know. These in particular, I do like them a lot. They're quite accurate. And they're very light. They're easy to travel with, and I can use them on my MacBook Pro without needing an audio interface or anything. So I don't know. It just kind of like fits my workflow quite nicely. I like traveling with them way more. My Odysseys, I mean, the case for those things are obnoxiously massive. So, I mean, if I want to do some production on the road that is not with like, really low quality AirPods or something, which are, they're not terrible, but I mean, come on, let's be real. I'm just checking to see if there's any weather notifications. There were some tornadoes that came through here yesterday. Not necessarily where I'm specifically, just Wisconsin in general. Oh wait, I can't put the low end in this. Yeah, okay. The MIDI's playing 2 notes, and we only want 1 note. I mean, I could always, you know what? I spoke too soon. I might be able to just limit the key range. I am all over the place right now, y'all. I apologize. Let me see. Let's limit it like this. Yeah. Okay, we might have to up it a couple octaves. There we go. We have a sub in the song. And considering it's really only hitting up these 3 notes here, I should be able to get away with this. Thank you for the follow, S4E17. Okay, it's Q7. I don't know why I just read every single character independently, but thanks for the follow. All right. Let's add this other bass line here. So it'll go like. Okay, that's not at all what I want, but. I gotta work on this a little bit. This sounds like doo-doo. Straight up number 2. Wait, is the sidechain working on this at the moment? Kind of sounds like it's not. Yeah, what is going on here? Why are these not picking up? Oh, it's the wrong kit? Wait, is it the wrong kit, though? My lord. Sometimes so when I'm streaming, I'm trying to think out loud, obviously, so that I share a little bit of what I'm doing, and sometimes I hear myself talking on stream. I'm like, Jesus, your brain is kind of crazy. Let's see, so we're gonna go to the kit and grab house kit, and then we're gonna grab the dummy. Okay, here we go. I don't know why this wasn't set up before. So this should be going to sidechain A, yeah. Kind of a fun little loop, actually. All right, enough of that section for a moment. To be fair, I've had a lot of coffee today, so I have an excuse for my brain being all over the place.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion.
Do I want the offbeat hi-hats? Well, we for sure need an open hi-hat here somewhere. And lucky for us, this loop, it does have one in there already that we can try to use. Let's line it up properly. We want to put it right here. Not sure why it's not letting me scroll through the sample right now, but let's go like this. It's not perfect, but we're gonna keep it there for now.
What would it take for me? What would it take for me to live? 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 What would it take for me to live?
Let's add that little. Where is that effect that I made? Oh, all those violins I recorded still aren't in this track it either.
What would it take for me to live?
Okay, and then it'd be cool if for this second half, actually let's copy over this fill. And then definitely want some toms in here eventually too, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those sounds. We'll mute those. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was thinking about having like an open hi-hat on the offbeat for the second half of this. Let's see if that works. We'll just copy it like that, and then we'll duplicate this. Probably not exactly like this, but I just want to jot it down, sketch it, so that I remember to do something like that for that section. So I think we can add something to those chords, like some layer. I don't know what, but like I think in my original kind of vision, or one of the visions I had for the track, there would be like an ARP playing. But I think I like the ARP more as like a background element, the way it's kind of working right now. That little flute ARP. Let's see. Let's just keep rolling with it. I think some kind of little melody like that could be cool. The glide is too strong to really hear the articulation on these, so we might use a different style synth for that, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of what kind of a lead could be cool to try to make here. But not sure. I think the general, like, I do want it to be sustained like that. So the notes are right, and I think that the amplitude is kind of like what I'm looking for, but there's obviously 0 character. It's just a saw wave right now, so. Wonder if there's anything cool we could do with like a noise layer. I wonder. Hey, first time chatter, Tanuki, thanks for joining. Classic Haywyre funky mosquito. No. I despise the sound of mosquitoes. So we're gonna have to change that. Not entirely sure what to do here. Let's grab some kind of Foley sample. Ooh, let's add another spectral layer of some kind. I think that could be cool. What's something that I don't really know? I haven't really been using that function enough to know what could be a cool layer. Maybe like some water sounds? I don't know. Let's just try it out. Let's do spectral. Why can't I drag and drop? What am I doing wrong? Is that only possible? Wait. Huh? Huh? What? I thought... Am I crazy? I swear I was just doing this 2 days ago. Just drag and drop. Maybe it's these files. Maybe it needs to be like a wave file. Those are MP3s. But... let's just drag a different file. Oh, it is the file type, I guess. That's interesting. snare lead. Okay, let's see. Test this MP3 theory. I don't know about this. Yeah, I guess it is the MP3. It won't take MP3s. Okay, well, let's try something else then. Let's try some random sounds here. Maybe not something with the pitch. We can go to samples maybe and type in water and look at the... Yeah, nice. Let's make it a loop. Okay. Sounds terrible right now. What if we tried to use it as like a FM from C? I don't know. That's kind of cool, actually. It adds some grittiness to it. I don't know if that's what we want for this. It's a bit intense, though. What if we added the velocity as a source for that? So that, like, if you hit it really hard, it'll get kind of messed up. I kind of like that, actually. It's nice. It's interesting. Let's keep experimenting with it. Okay, let's get an EQ. Get an EQ. I'm kind of curious what else we could do. Oh, you can add filters there now. That's kind of cool. I'm telling y'all, I'm pretty new to Serum 2 still. Everyone else is way ahead of the curve. The bend is kind of nice, actually, on this this unison layer. I mean, it's a pretty basic sound at the end of the day still. Mandatory macro for the cutoff. Let's experiment with adding a weird filter on here. Let's see. Miscellaneous. Don't really know where this is going. Let's keep exploring. Yo yo. What would be kind of cool actually is mod source note all random discrete. Okay, let's tone it back a little bit. Okay, let's get a Pro Q in here. Tried to trust the process here, but not sure if this is gonna be a success or not. It's not a bad sound, but I don't know if this is gonna work in the context of let's turn the velocity down since we were obviously not playing it with any of the velocity mapping. Yeah. Actually, yeah, Control A. I'm a doofus. It sounds kind of funny. Why don't we get rid of the random on that? Well, why don't we link it to maybe the note? Wonder if I should invert it. Not bad. It's better than just a saw wave. Why don't we get a vibrato on this lead? Wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to grab an LFO. Okay, so let's go to configure, get this macro mapped to my mod wheel here. We need to increase the amount we're reduce the speed a little bit. Let's see, is that all right now? Okay. I wonder if we can somehow employ this, spectral thing more. Whatever. It doesn't sound terrible. Let's see if we can keep developing it or not. Pep and Drone Galactica. That is a confusing name to try to say, but thank you for the follow. Damn it. Hold on. Let's try it again. Get this little slide down to happen on the snare hit. Try to tame some of these. Hold on. What is going on here? What? Oh yeah, okay, we just gotta... There we go. By the way, since I haven't actually announced the 24-hour stream yet, I was chatting with John going Quantum. He had the idea of maybe splitting it into two 12-hour sessions, would be a lot more reasonable, I suppose. I think I was kind of stuck on the idea of doing a 24-hour thing because I had done it once before, and people were kind of asking about whether I'd do one again. But I thought that could be a bit more, like a more reasonable little like stream marathon, is to do like a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, do 12 hours each day. I feel like that's gonna be challenging too, but might make more sense to do that to do that versus a full 24 hours. But I guess you know, it probably would be funny as viewers to tune in to see me at the end of the 24-hour stream and see how I'm holding up. But if I want to be relatively productive during this like streamathon or whatever, then it probably doesn't make complete sense for me to do 24-hour versus like 12 hours. I feel like that could still be really fun. Also, thanks first time chatters, prod by CLBYY. Thanks for chatting for the first time, and Pependroni Galactica. Pependroni Galactica, yeah. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing here, y'all? Ooh, I wonder maybe... What if we did the kicks on the downbeats too for this? That sound any good? Let's kind of tone this thing down a little bit. Adds a nice screaminess to it, but let's also bypass this filter for a moment and see if we can find something else that works here. There's so many crazy filters. All right, let's see. MG Dirty. What is this? It looks like a low pass of some kind. Excuse me. Let's keep looking. Maybe after the distortion? Yeah. Actually, could be kind of a nice addition if we go like this. Do it. Free. Oh, actually, let's do it this way. Okay, it's pretty screechy. Throw a soothe on there, kind of tame it a little bit. Could be nice to have the volume duck the reverb a bit. Maybe we add a string to double that. Hold on. Let's make sure we're not getting too lost in the sauce here, because I don't even know if we want to go this route with the track. Let's see.
Take for me to
Not crazy about this sound. I'm sorry for spamming the lead here. I'm just trying to understand, like, you know what? Let's add another filter before the distortion here. Let's try that. Okay, and we duplicate this over here. And go this up 2 semitones.
Take from me
I think the string layer could be nice. Could be nice. Could be nice. Let's put it to sidechain A as per usual. Well, I kind of messed that up. 1 sec.
Take from me
I think the little flourish, might want to keep that. So let's just copy that over, put it up an octave.
What would it take from me? What would it take from me?
Could be cool to layer it with the guitar. Okay. Well, we've been working on this track for what, like 2 hours now? Made a little bit of progress. I'm not super excited about it. I'm thinking of maybe having some hats here at the beginning. Let's see. Add some echo. Let's see. That was kind of cool, actually, when the feedback is like, that's kind of cool. Wonder if we could try to record that in a separate track. Let's take in from 55. Yeah, let's try it out. Just kind of mess around with it for a little bit.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves, and fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day, but I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now. What would it take for me?
All right, we got some. Got some weird echo stuff here to layer in there. Most of it probably won't be very useful, but we can at least use it as like an effects layer. I'm just gonna cut that and throw it in the bottom. I try to keep my effects closer towards the bottom of the project file. And we'll add a, well, no, not a shimmer. Let's add a Valhalla vintage verb. So we can kind of wash it out a little bit. kind of like a scratchy type. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll use that at the end of a like little section or something. Yeah, kind of like that, but let's go scoot it over.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves. Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded.
Okay, and then the last thing I want to do here is I just want to low pass the hi-hats a little bit. Let's go auto filter. And then we'll switch over here for a little bit to the Toby Fox thing that I was doing the other day.
Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with. Once I was lost out in the ocean, stranded with the wind and with the waves. And fear was my only emotion. On my own through night and through day. But I made it through the other side, and I can tell you now, the little things that bothered me don't matter so much now.
I'm digging it though, the slightly new direction for this track.
What would it take for me to let? What would it take for me to take for me to
Very unfinished still, but the chords are slightly different now, so the violins don't match it. We'll figure it out. I think it's an interesting development here. Oh my god. Wait, I've been producing really quietly, y'all. Sorry. I think that I wasn't really aware of how quiet the track was.
Take for me
Those mids are annoying me so much, and the drums now. Ew. Not the mids. Wait a minute. Is that even the same kick drum as in the... It is, okay. Let me pull up that kick drum. Also, get rid of this weird tail that's happening on the... There we go. I don't know what that was, but it's gone. Okay. This is gonna take a lot of work, but it's okay. Okay, that's alright. It's not sounding particularly good at the moment. I was working on it without a limiter, and now it's kind of sounding very unmixed. But that's okay. Let's throw a Pro MB on here really quick before we Okay, I don't know. We'll call it quits here for now. It's not terrible, not great. It's a thing. And it shall remain a thing until it becomes a finished song eventually. Cool, let's switch over to that Toby Fox thing. I might have to switch buffer rates. 512 is quite a bit too high for me to jam, but who knows? Maybe we don't need to jam. Maybe we just need to do some sound design and such. You still want to dive chugs? That's not a bad idea. When was your last song? If you mean when was the last time I released a song? Last one I released was called Use My Love. I think it was October of last year. And I released a couple of other tunes last year too. There's a Chromatically. What else was there? I don't think I was White Lie in 2024. I can't really remember. But yeah, I've got tons of unreleased music that I really need to finish up. Very different vibe here. We can probably get rid of this limiter. Whoa. Let's mute that lead. You know, I would like a... I'm just realizing I would like a non-muted clap on the offbeats for this for the second half. Maybe we can add one in here real quick. Yeah. Okay, so what should we do here? I wonder if it should just be a piano instead of a lead. Let's get rid of that string layer, I think. I am starting to feel it a little bit in my wrists now that I'm paying a little more attention. Might not keep going for too much longer here. I kind of like that better just with the piano. Yeah, let's just do something like that. Oh yeah, I forgot about the turnaround here. So, okay. Let's assume that that's what happens there. for something. Gotta delay that note a little bit. Still kind of annoyed by that snare. What's going on with that? Can't quite put my finger on what I don't like about it. This CQ is looking pretty silly. But it's actually making a big difference. In my opinion. Maybe not for the better, but... It's a little bit... Everything's a bit dry right now. It's very dry. I need some more stuff happening in this section. Forgot about this section too. I'm trying to let me you know what? I think I need to kind of I'm gonna save this, and I think I'm just gonna open a default set and change my buffer rate here for a moment, because I think I need to just jam it out on piano to try to think about the structure for this thing. Sometimes it helps me to just kind of like play the piano a little bit to sketch out the overarching structure of an idea. So let's change the buffer rate here. What are we at? 512. Can you guys hear those planes flying, by the way? It's pretty loud for me, but I don't know if the mic is picking any of it up. Yeah, it's kind of an obnoxious sound, but people love it though. I think it's a pretty big attraction here in Milwaukee. All right. It's interesting to see the CPU shoot up so high. Just when I'm literally, all I'm doing is, well, I guess I am at 96, but damn. I'm thinking maybe I need to like adjust the like tonal center for that melody. I think at the original Toby Fox thing, that's kind of what happens. Hold on. Let me switch this to 120. Let's go to 128 and restart this again. Okay. So I'm kind of like trying to map out the progression of the song in my head. I guess like if we were to go with the D flat or the E flat minor thing for the beginning. Then we can transition to like the E major. Sounds a little too cheesy in my mind right now, but like I can figure it out with the voicings and the sounds. And then back to that turnaround. Maybe we start halftime and then go double time. So maybe we go like. Damn. Yeah, I don't know if those noises are getting annoying to y'all, but apologize. So thinking about it, like. Some kind of intro. Yo, thank you for the follow, Sleedy and B, or sorry if I mispronounced that. But okay, so let's imagine like intro. Okay, then drums. Introduce the melody too. Then turn around. Then maybe double time. Or maybe that could be like a bit. I don't know. Okay, let's go back to the project file. Let's switch it to, well, what are we gonna do? Like 512. Switch it to 1024. I think part of it is that working at that double time tempo is just too foreign to me. So in my mind, it makes more sense to use it like somewhere in the middle of the song for a little bit instead of doing like it the other way around with the halftime in the middle somewhere and the rest of it being double or full or whatever, however you want to think of it. So let's see, where's the halftime stuff? So why don't we take that this sketch stuff. Hold on. Is this serum gonna work? It is. Nice. Okay. So let me just mute this stuff here for a moment, and I want to try to think about. Right, there's gonna be a ton of latency, but I think it could work. Just starting halftime. Whoops. Damn it. I don't know why that took me so many tries. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna have to make a new patch because this was originally made to go with the guitar, so that's okay. We'll just mute this and kind of use this as a basis for let's see. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay, in that case, I don't think that this reverb piano thing will make a lot of sense because we're going for more of a dry, funky vibe now. So let's just duplicate this. And let's see, what do we got here? All right, that's the other melody. New bass line because this doesn't really work anymore. Okay, that's fine. We'll just quantize it and probably leave it be for now. Okay, so now... Oh, we're getting a spam call. Let's see. Wow, this comb filter is a little much. Hold on, what's the intro again? I think we start without the melody now. Maybe we do a break there or something. I don't know, something like that. And then maybe for I was thinking about that B melody. Okay. Let's quantize that. I think we just decided to change the kind of tonal center for that. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a different chord turnaround here too to kind of lead into this a little bit better. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So maybe I'm trying to think here. Alright, where's the double time stuff? Wait. That's the old chords underneath it. Okay, I don't know. I kind of see the vision of like this like double time ish kind of thing centered around the E major, building into the D flat. It's gonna take a lot of work, but yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I think I might call it here. I did manage to go a little bit longer than the last couple of times, but I am feeling a little discomfort in my wrist again. Definitely don't want to overdo it before I'm doing these longer stream sessions later this month. But you guys don't have any issue, in theory, with 2 12-hour streams, right? Versus a 24-hour stream, unless you really just want to see me suffer. I feel like there's no real reason to do that in that way. And I really hope people aren't tuning in just to watch me suffer. That would be unfortunate. 2 12 hours? Hell yeah. Cool. I think that's what we'll do then. By the way, my fiance proposed to me today. I got a really nice ring. It was a beautiful moment. We were already engaged, but we got re-engaged. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. I know that's probably sounded confusing for those that don't know. We've already been engaged, but she gave me a ring. It's beautiful. It's actually not even hers. It's from a friend of a friend, the partner of a friend. But anyways, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for the new follows and the new subs, and I'll be back on, what is it today? Thursday. I'll be back on Sunday. Thank you, Pixelgasm. Appreciate the follow. Potential song name, re-engaged. All right, y'all. Much love. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm gonna rest my wrist here for a little bit and try to do something else. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Do you hear what I hear?